This week's episode is brought to you by Tabletop Backer Party on Facebook, which is the largest board game crowdfunding group on this side of the internet. Hello everyone, welcome to I'd Back That Kickstarter with Gloryhound and
DrGloryhogg.
Today we have a ton of Kickstarters in store for you guys. These guys are like inexpensive and also awesome. And thank you for everybody joining us in the chat today. We have so many people in chat. I'm so excited. I see Kira and Evangelos and Ellen.
Charity Board Gamer.
Charity Board Gamer.
Robert White.
Oh my
Header,
gosh.
Battle Cry.
Travis. Like, you guys are amazing. Martha's in the channel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did I miss anybody? Thank you so much for everybody showing up today.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
Oh my gosh.
We got a lot of games to talk about.
I know, right? A lot of amazing games to talk about right now. Like,
Trekking all over the world reminds me of the Ludacris song.
So freaking excited about these games, guys. Like, and Kira, we appreciate you showing up. Like, I always appreciate Kira's opinion on games because I feel like, and I think you think this too, like her opinion kind of matches ours with a lot of games. So like, we always appreciate your opinion. Hello, Silver Liam. So, first off, I wanted to say that, guys, we appreciate you guys coming across all platforms.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Calvin for #FreeGreg.
Well, yeah, you know what? Greg's not here because
we quarantined him.
we quarantined ourselves.
He was at Disneyland. He needs to stay where he's at. He's not coming over. He went to Disneyland the week before it closed. He's staying wherever he's at.
That's true. Like, we just want to be safe and not spread everything around, so we're being really safe and everything. So it'll be us for a few weeks, but
not me. I'm
#FreeGreg.
coughing directly on her.
That's so rude.
If one of us gets it, we both get it.
Well, that's always true. Like,
Ride or
in the
die,
house.
baby. Ride or die.
But I want to let you guys know that probably by the end of the month, we are going to be moving over all of our shows to YouTube only. We will post them on Facebook and everything, so you'll be alerted for them, and we'll have events for them. But we are going to consolidate to one platform because when we have days where we have actually like 30 viewers on like this, we want all of you guys to be on the same platform because that helps us and helps you guys, and maybe we could end up dropping Restream, which would be awesome as well because that's an extra bill that we have to pay every month. So I just want to let you guys know.
I was just going to say, plus all the different platforms kind of want you exclusive on theirs. And so
Yeah.
they do things to kind of like hamper you if you're on multiple platforms, to say the least. So we kind of had to pick, and YouTube had the biggest, overall has the most hits. So
That's right. Calvin says, I can't wait till someone yells out objection when they discussed Lawyer Up.
Oh, Calvin, we're going to be playing it.
Like, you have to say objection when you're playing Lawyer Up. Like, seriously, you feel it in that game, okay?
Yeah, and we've got Lawyer Up. We're playing on Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then, of course, Mountain Standard Time, and because it's the only time that matters. And then also we are doing Trekking the World on Monday. So we actually have two of these that after we're done talking about them, you can actually see them being played in the next like 3 days.
It's going to be super awesome. And hello, Kabuki Kid. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started. So first up today, we have Paris by Game Brewer. And I completely forgot to pause that. Okay.
Every time. It's part of the show.
I know. It is part of the show. Well, it's becoming part of the show. Might quickly turn off the sound for us, you know? So this is by Game Brewer. It's for 2 to 4 players. It's going to last about 90 minutes. This is a Euro-style game where you are French realtors. I guess you can really be any sort of realtor.
Well, you're fancy French realtor, so it's like
fancy.
You're like all the Monopoly guy, but French, I guess. So you're like more like oui oui instead of like ho ho ho. Or
what?
I guess
no,
it's
that's
both.
the same thing. That's the same thing, guys.
I'm not allowed in Paris.
The table presence for this is amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I saw this at Gamma and it looks fantastic. I love the little screens that you have that you hide all your money and stuff behind. You're going to be trying to buy up real estate in order to start making money, and then you can even purchase like special pieces of real estate that are renowned throughout the city and stuff. And I mean, it's basically like a real estate game for the most part.
I feel like I need a screen like that for just real life to hide my money behind and be like, all right, nobody can look at my money. This is all mine. Right? This feels safer than a bank, I feel like.
Oh my gosh. Kira says this game is incredibly unique.
Does that middle spin, though?
The middle does not spin, guys. The middle
Actually,
does not spin.
This on a Lazy Susan would be really good. I don't know if they make one big enough.
It's
because
perfect shape.
One of the complaints is that the piece in the middle can kind of block your view, especially if you're like a shorter player.
That's true.
So if you could just rotate the whole board around so I could just survey my options, like I would survey like a plate full of cheese or something, just spin it around slowly and be like, I own the whole world. It's all on this rotating plate.
Oh, and Fatal Papercut says, I wish these animations were real. Like, I totally agree with you. Kira says she's never played anything like it. And
No spin, no back.
the only part that really reminds me of anything is putting those little real estate tiles down on the board reminds me of like Lords of Waterdeep. But if you were playing like a Lords of Waterdeep real estate game where you're like just trying to get all the taverns and stuff.
See,
like
I was feeling kind of more like a Suburbia vibe where like you're building things
What?
off of stuff. I guess maybe not.
no.
Maybe that's like my new hotness. So I keep,
your new hotness. You just
so I
keep
keep
going
thinking
back to
everything
it.
is Suburbia like, yeah.
So Kira says the
Okay.
center you can take off the 3D bit and flip it. So it's in its flat version, absolutely, but
You set it up like that until people sit down at the table and then you flip it to the flat version.
this is the perfect game to attract like new players to, new Euro game players to, because it has the table presence for it. And then once you get into it and everything, like these are the people that made Azul and Colosseum as far as the designers for this game, guys. So
Makes sense.
you're getting you're getting, what is it? Greg usually says the pedigree.
Who's
You're getting
Greg?
the pedigree.
Who's
Hashtag
Greg?
free Greg, right?
No.
And then you're getting the fanciness to attract
Should
new...
be like hashtag spray Greg, like Lysol him.
No, you don't want to use Lysol in these times,
Not
guys.
on someone's face.
But I know that Dr. Gloryhogg, you are not a huge fan of heavy Euro games. So what are your thoughts on this?
So this one, when I first looked at it, I thought this is definitely a game that needs a lazy Susan. First off, just 100% right away. Second off, it looks interesting, right? Because it looks like you have a lot of different things you can do. You've got the victory track that you go around, and as you take like objective cards essentially or goal cards, you can't go backwards.
I really like
So,
that portion
that's
of it.
kind of interesting. So you can kind of like not only get something good for yourself, but make sure somebody else doesn't get something. So there's a lot of good, cool things in like that, and it's medium to heavy, right? So they've made it so that it starts off medium,
Right.
but there is a variant where you play where you can just put your, like say your 2 building anywhere that's a 2 building, like anywhere on the map, which makes it much more open. But I think that might lead a little bit to like analysis paralysis when you're looking and you're like, there's 10 spots I can go with this. Let me read each one. I don't know, but it does look very pretty. I will say that.
You know, I was sad that I didn't get to play this one at Gamma because I just didn't have the time to play all of the games. But this one immediately caught my eye as I was passing
Why did
by.
you even go? You didn't play
I
all
don't
the
know.
games?
I didn't play all the games, guys. I'm sorry.
I specifically asked for you to play all of the games.
I heard Euro and then I missed 10 minutes, Petter. Petter, this is supposed to be not a super heavy Euro game, but a lighter style Euro game.
Medium
So,
light.
well, medium light. You're going to be spending an hour and a half playing it and everything. But I think it's going to be entertaining enough with how they've made everything. I mean, it's more like marketing. You know, you're going through, you're placing your buildings in spots that you're going to be trying to gain money from and then purchase more buildings or, you know, purchase like the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. Greg Rona virus. Wow, guys.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing.
Your hashtags are getting ridiculous. Hashtag spin Greg.
Yeah.
I'm glad, though, to hear that Kira really likes it and that it
think this
has
is-
a lot of thought to it.
Well, this definitely seems like one of those games that either will attract you right away if you're that style of gamer or not. And so, like, for me, initially, it doesn't necessarily attract me. It looks pretty, but it does seem like one of those games that has a lot of good gameplay in it. So, like, as you're playing, you're like, okay, I get this. This seems like a lot of fun.
What
Right.
about the price, though, on this, guys? Guys, the price on this is $49 for
Oh, wow.
a Euro-style game that looks amazing. Like, how do you guys feel about the price of this game? I feel it's insanely right on the mark. It's like a $50 game,
Yeah, that's pretty inexpensive.
right? For all of this, like all the little screens, all the little bits, like
All the places the light touches. Will be, oh. What about that shadowy region over there? That's where Greg's at.
So it's Euro Light, like Montreal. I have not played Montreal. Have we played? I don't think we've played Montreal. I'm excited, though, the fact that it's Kiesling and Kramer on this. Like, I like the Azul series. I didn't like the first one as much, but I like the other ones because they're a little bit more in-depth and stuff. And that's what kind of sold me as far as, like, the placement portion of it and just, like, how they can make something with simple rules very, not technical, but strategic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very strategic. I could see you could be make a mistake and just be like, no. But at least it's
Especially
only
on
like It's only like an hour-long game. It's not going to be like a game where it's like 4 hours long and you make like a crucial mistake early on and you're like, I'm never going to recover.
Especially on those bonuses. Like those bonuses being limited where like once they're gone, I think really makes this because you're going to be rushing for those.
How do you say Montreal? How do you say it? Do you say Montreal or do you say Montreal?
Oh, no.
How do you say it?
Oh, no.
Because she's from Texas originally is where she was
I
born.
said Montreal.
Montreal?
Yeah, so
Montreal?
Montreal. It's kind of what it sounds like.
You should have her this whole debate about how do you say pecan. Is it pecan?
It's pecan.
Is it pecan?
It's pecan, guys, okay? Pecan. That's how you say it. And I love pecan pie from the South. It's like, it's not pecan. You don't say pecan.
I used to say pecan.
It's not a
She
toucan.
beat it out of me.
All right?
She's like, you can get no more pie if you keep saying pecan. She
So-
literally took my pie away. It was very upsetting.
Martha's saying is super competitive, and I saw the metal coin add-on. The metal coins look amazing. And the price is on that. Kat, you'll like it. Doctor may not, says Kira. Ooh. You know what though, Kira? I got the doctor into Barrage, and he loved it. And like at the end of it, he was like, okay, I guess I like this.
I was mad about it. I didn't want to like it.
So based off of that, I'm hoping that he'll like it. So Dr. Gloryhogg, would you back this game?
All right, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a real honest truth here.
Vincent is Montreal in.
I am going to back one game. One game this week is the one that I want. Just one. So I'm going to say no on this one. It looks very good. I'm sure I would enjoy playing it. It's not one that I feel like I need to have on my shelf, though.
Oh, really?
That's my opinion. But you've got obviously different ideas about these games.
So, guys.
It's pecan, like K-H-A-N, like pecan.
This is a tough week because
you want all
we're
four.
talking about. I know you want all four this week, guys. I'm going to go out there like right in the beginning. All four of these games are amazing. They're amazing for all different reasons. One of them, with this particular one, is this is our only Euro-style game that we have on this list. And it's at a fantastic price. And I mean, I'd back that. I'm going to have to make a decision off of all four of these. But I'd totally say I'd back that. It looks amazing. The mechanics are solid in it. You got great designers behind it. The table presence is amazing. The price is right. Like, if you were a Euro gamer, why aren't you backing this? Like...
I'm not a Euro gamer. So I think that's where I get out. That's my out card right there.
Game Brewer, fantastic job on this. I'm excited to see more. Let's see her. And, Calvin's like, overruled. Ellen says, it's on my watch list. Let us know if you guys are backing this in the channel. I know some of you guys are not Euro gamers, but I want to know.
Sitcom reference, bro. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Ellen says, I've liked Game Brewer's games. Yeah, their last one, they ended up canceling, so I'm excited to see this one back up, and it's funded and everything, so it should be all good. And guys, look at this stretch goal. Look at these trays.
I think everything's funded this week.
Look at these trays.
Because if you've noticed, Kickstarter's been a little bit rough. I see a lot have not been funded this week.
Yeah. All right, and hello, Vincent. It's nice to see you back. Guys, moving on. Oh, my God.
This one's interesting. I want to actually go to this festival now. Because you just get to throw powder at people. That seems great. I would just be like... in everyone's face.
Guys, Holi Festival of Colors by Floodgate Games, like 2 to 4 players, 20 to 40 minutes. This is like, oh my gosh, I can't even about this game,
I know
guys.
you're super excited about the 3 tiers,
I'm
right?
so excited about the 3 tiers, guys.
What is that game that they used to play?
Kira's right on my level right now. Like this game, oh my gosh, so simplistic. With you throwing the colors out and then so just strategic.
Got your little cards to decide where they go and everything.
Putting it on 3 layers. Oh my gosh. Holi pronounced. Okay, thank you so much. Holi pronounced. Yeah, I am insanely excited about this game. Absolutely deluxe. I know people are already saying that in the channel and everything. The wooden tokens, I mean, there's the colors in this game. I was blown away.
It's not black and white?
This.
I thought it was going to be a black and white game.
No, I was insanely blown away by this. And after them coming off of Bosk and seeing the simplistic rules with strategic complexity during the game and stuff, I was like, oh.
You have to admit, Bosk was like an initial pass for me because I just like wasn't interested in the theme and everything. But then Bosk ended up being pretty good. Like I enjoyed it. We played it again, so It's one that I was like, all right, we can play this again. I'll keep it. I'll keep this game.
In the comments, Alan says, this one is strange. I didn't quite get the gameplay within my initial review.
Alan's been working like 40-hour days.
Right.
I don't know how it's possible, but he is working a whole week every day.
Alan, we're going to help you out, okay? So, Robert says it looks like Bosk, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Bosk is amazing looking.
Yeah, Bosk was good. It was,
I loved
surprised
it.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. Petter says, I want it for all the levels. Calvin says, this game makes me want to do a color run, tie-dye shirts. Must be an add-on. Absolutely. Kira says, we'll both like it. Bosk 3D, says Robert White. Oh my gosh, guys, you guys are as excited as I am in the chat. Like, oh my gosh. There's literally nothing bad I can say about this game. Dr. Gloryhougg, I'm just going to give it to you because I'm like out of my mind for this game.
All right, so the 3 tiers definitely is selling me. But I'm going to stick with my initial statement. 1 game this week. 1 game. And unfortunately, abstracts, probably not going to be my 1 game. The last abstract I got excited about was probably Gloryhoundd. But typically, because it had the engine builder aspect to it. I like my abstracts to have just a separate side game in it, because I want to play the side game stuff, not the abstract part usually.
Okay.
But, you know, Azul Stained Glass was really good, though. So, like, I actually wanted to get that to the table soon. I don't know. I know. This is not my game, guys. I think it looks very pretty. I think it's a great abstract game. This is not my 1 pick. Like I said, I'm picking 1 game this week.
And Kira says, move, throw powder, move up, throw more powder.
Yeah.
And as you're going through, like, the powder can come into different levels and stuff like that.
And you have to make sure that, like, you can only move up if there's powder all around you, like in the 4 spots around you. So, like, as you're throwing powder out and trying to, like, land it on people, you also got to be careful that they don't move into a spot and then go up. Because then all their stuff is worth 2 points, and then if they go up again, all their stuff is worth 3 points.
Kabuki says it's like Star Trek 3D chess,
That's
and I
it.
totally
That's what I was
agree.
thinking of.
Totally agree. Absolutely. Battlecry says, I see people bumping, what is it? Bumping this often. Yeah, this is an area control game with your colors that you're throwing out in this game here.
Are you saying bumping, like bumping into it and then having the whole thing fall? That would be terrible.
The only thing that I am nervous about,
Our cat jumping up on top of it and laying on it.
And maybe Kira can answer this, is how sturdy is it? Because as we're going up here and everything, you have these bits that are like holding the 3D portions of it in, which it seems like there's lots of room to like move your hands in there and place things. Like, that's fine. But I just have a question of the sturdiness of it. This game is for $35 if you want just the regular version of it. But I mean, this warrants deluxe, I think. Like,
oh my gosh.
The 3D figures and stuff that they have for this, I mean, either way, it's a beautiful looking game.
100% a catch rate. 100%. Yeah, she tries to add area control into every game. She added area control into Kodama, where she was like, if I build my tree's branches towards you, then you got no room on the table to build your tree out. And I'm like, who does that? When do trees attack each other?
Guys, Kodama, like the 2D version, totally area control game. Just build your tree up into somebody else's tree, and then they won't want to build their tree over there, okay?
Rude. Rude.
So is it acrylic or transparent sheet trapped in cardboard? I am not 100% for sure on that one.
We didn't do a materials check.
Yeah, I did not get a materials check on this one. This was another one that was elusive at Gamma, where I didn't get a chance to fully see it in person. I saw a lot of other things in person though. But gosh, $35, area control, 3D chess-like. Like, this basically, this was me written all over it.
I know. I saw it and I was like, yep, add it to the list.
There's a lot of amazing games on this list this week, and this one had me the most blown away, and I'm going to have to say I'd back this. Like, this is my number 1, I think, for the week, guys.
This your number 1? Okay.
This is my number 1 for the week, guys. Like, so good. So
That's
good.
Fair. The nice thing about abstracts is that they're really easy to get out to the table and play, too, because they just typically don't last as long, and people get excited by, like, oh, what's happening here? Oh, I'm just putting these pieces out based off this card, and so that is nice.
A little bit of Onitama-ness to it, where you look at those cards and you can very easily see where things go on it, you know? And
but I think, like we've talked about, since spatial awareness is, like, not my thing, I have a really hard time with that. Like, I do not want to play that game where I'm like, oh, God, I have to, like, ask her something. I'm like, where would this go? I don't understand.
John's already getting into Lori up. He's like, number 1, objection.
Yeah.
I feel like John's going towards a certain game.
It might be.
Oh, Floodgate Games has joined us. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Floodgate, if you could please answer us for this, the transparent portions of it, like, what are those things made out of in particular? Like, how sturdy are they? That's the only thing I have for this, like, question I have for this. other than that, the game looks amazing. Like, I'm super excited to get it to my table. This is my number one. So if you could please let us know. And I think our comments are like, our comments are so excited to get to Lawyer Up.
I don't know, guys.
All right, guys, let's see here. Moving on. Just for you guys. Aw, Alan says, you said Onitama. That's like a huge turnoff for me.
I think the cool thing about Onitama that I liked about it was that it kind of had like that chess feel, but you essentially swap cards by like playing a card, you're giving it to your opponent. You have to really think about that.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it.
It's different. I'm just saying the placement on it. It's easy to see whenever you look at the card and you can see all the boxes, and then you can see exactly where you place things.
That makes sense.
And I find that that's easy for newer gamers.
Nice and easy graphic art.
Exactly. Nice and easy graphic art. There you go.
On the cards.
So, moving on, we have Lawyer Up. This is by Rock Manor Games. It's for 2 players. This is going to last about 60 minutes, okay? And let's go really quick back to Floodgate Games. PVC plastic and cardboard insert. Prototype held up for 3 conventions and at least 40 plays on 1 copy. Excellent. I'm so excited to hear that. Thank you so much for answering, Floodgate.
I don't even think I watched this video.
You didn't watch the video?
No.
No, I don't think I watched the video either, now that I think of it, because we played it, and gosh, this is amazing. You know what? For
You're like the hype woman today.
Card, I know, like there's so much hype in this.
So much hype.
For a card, there's some drafting in there, there's some lining up of symbols, there's some going back and forth with what your cards are doing to the other players and stuff. For this being it's actually quite simple game.
Oh,
this had so much theme to it.
It's not simple.
Well, but this had so much theme to it.
I should say it's deep, right? It's easy to figure out how to play it, but it's not. Yeah, as you're playing it, there's definitely some trickiness. Because here's the thing that messed me up, that I didn't get the whole first part, is that you're laying your symbols down. You've got to match them to the ones above you, right? At least one. And then the next card underneath it has to match up to one of those symbols. Not the ones at the top, the last card you played. So some of your more powerful cards are only going to have 1 or 2 symbols, and you have to cascade them down just the right way while anticipating what your opponent's going to play. And your opponent has asymmetrical cards that are just different from yours. So like the prosecution cards are not the same as the defense. It's very going back and forth. You've got all these different like drawers that you're trying to sway towards the prosecution and lock them up, or you're trying to get them over onto the defense's side. And I played as the defense, and this is it. This is my number 1 back. This is the one I'm backing. This game was stupid fun. I so didn't want to play this. I was like, oh, a lawyer game? I've watched a few lawyer movies. I'm not opposed to them, but I wasn't excited. When we played this game, it went, I don't know, we played for like over an hour or something like that, but we were playing it, and as we're going down and stuff, it got to the very, very end, and all I had to do as the defense was get like 1 person to be on my side, and oh, it was close. It was so close.
Okay.
I mean, I won. But it was close. It was close. I barely got in there. It was so good.
Here's the thing. This game feels like an actual court case. And I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they made this card game.
When you slam an objection, it hurts. You're like, objection. And they're like, dude, that was like 4 points on my side. And you're like, yeah, objection. I just ruined your whole rest of your plan. And I only get 3 of those in a game, and they are priceless. I kept like 2 of mine until like the very last round, and I was like, objection. Objection.
So starting from the card drafting portion of this game, what you do is you set up your initial game with a select abundance of cards. So, you know, the certain people that you're going to go ahead and be interviewing and stuff like that. And then like your little deck that you have. And then you're going to be drafting cards. And here's the really cool part about the drafting thing is when you get those cards in your hand.
3 cards.
3 cards at a time. You get things that are good for the prosecution, for the defense, and neutral.
Because they're a mix.
Yeah, they are mixed, so maybe not all at the same time.
So sometimes you'll get like 3 defense cards.
Right, or 3 prosecution, or a mix. And the only way to keep something away from the other side is to take that card. But then it becomes a not useful card for you. Because if I'm the prosecution...
Because you can still use it, but like if it's
But I don't get any prosecution points if I'm the prosecution and then I take a defense card.
So it might have 4 points on it, so you're like, oh, that's really good. But if it's not your card, if it's not from your side, you don't get those points. You just get the action on the card, which is still definitely worth it. But you have to take a card, right? You keep a card. You take one that you throw off to the side, which is like buried evidence. How do you say it?
Yeah, buried evidence, yeah.
Oh, you didn't say buried. Buried evidence. And then you got to give the other card to the other team. So like as you're doing it, you're taking 3 cards, you're like, 1 for me, 1 for them, and 1 that's buried. And if it's buried, it doesn't always stay buried. There's definitely cards that dig it out. So like There's a lot of play with that drafting.
Choice, though. Do I give the defense a prosecution thing because it's not going to give them as many points? You know, it's going to make it harder for them to launch their defense.
But
then
the
I'm
card
also
value too good? Yeah.
taking those points away from myself. Should I bury something that maybe I can come back to later, or should I like keep it in my deck so hopefully the defense doesn't get that for later? Like, the choices of just drafting were so amazing. And then moving on to the portion where you're trying to you draw all your cards up and you're trying to line everything up in the right way so then you can put all your cards down, but then maybe somebody objects to something which ruins like your little combo you have going on.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're trying to take actions and stuff on the side and get the judge over to your favor and then get
because that makes differences too.
all the jurors over to your favor and try to lock them up, and people are oh my God, guys.
Yeah, the jurors go back and forth, and it's a tug of war with 12 different people as you're doing a tug of war. And it is really tight. Like every card you're playing, you're like really looking at your hand like, do I want to play this? Do I want to save this card? Do I want to discard it and draw up new cards? Am I going to run out of cards? That became an issue for me.
Yeah.
I got down to where I had 2 cards left. Luckily, I had an action that let me like get buried evidence put into my hand. Otherwise, I would have started that last round with none. And you got to fight for every witness because you want every witness on your side.
Every single one.
But sometimes you got to let them go. And you're like, is it worth it to let this witness go because I have a good combo for the next one? That's going to be my turn to call a witness. There's so much back and forth, and it was intense.
So intense, like so intense, guys. Where like every single witness was just this huge struggle, and then also trying to get the jurors over to your side, and maybe the judge in order for you to do an action.
It's like any dueling game where you're like, okay, we've played this dueling game, right, for every single witness, and like you want a game, I want a game. This is round 3. Whoever wins this is going to win everything. You feel like that with every single witness that gets called. It's like you're struggling to make your cards work. I'm over here with like a Sharpie, like writing in new rules on my card, using whiteout, like just really trying to make all my cards work for every single juror. Every single witness for every single juror.
Juror.
Juror. Juror. Juror, I said, juror.
So let's see here. Let's take a look at some of the comments.
I will say that as you're playing, and like she's got the murder weapon, and I've got like, you know, another weapon of some type to be like, to kind of disrupt her or be like, no, that's not the murder weapon or something like that. Like that, I had that card for like the whole game, and I totally whiffed it, and I let her play like the murder weapon, and man, that swung some jurors just whoop, locked them up, and I was so upset.
Calvin says, reminds me of Twilight Struggle meets my cousin Benny. That's a good one. For real, for real. Yeah. I think that they have...
You've got to be Rosie Perez in that one.
On this one here, I can't remember how many cases are in the box. It's more than one, though, guys.
Yeah, and then if you get, like, the deluxe one, it comes with, like, a witchcraft one where you're going to be doing, like, trials of witches.
Yeah.
And then there's one that has to
do
Godfather. With... right, well, it's, like, Prohibition.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely, I've got the hype. We played it, and it was good. It was good. It shouldn't have been good, but it was good. Did you say Utes? The 2 Utes.
It's... I can't say much more. It is just so good, guys.
I'm not excited.
Here's the only thing.
Oh, okay.
It's longer than an hour. There's no way you're playing this in 1 hour, especially with new players.
I was gonna say I could play it in under an hour, but yeah, I could see. Yeah, because you take a lot of time to like fully read your cards and stuff like that. I don't just go with it. You just wing it.
I've played this a couple times now, and I want to say 2 hours on both of them.
I don't think ours went that long.
Maybe an hour and a half. We did not.
But I was also learning it though too.
Yeah, well, I was learning it the first time.
Cases are definitely replayable because you're not learning like new information. It's all about the cards you're drafting.
Yes.
So with any drafting game, tons of replayability.
And
because you're not learning new information about these cases. These are the cards. They're mixed in for this case, and then every case will have different sets of cards that you're going to be drafting from. So it's like every time you're drafting from a new set of cards.
And you have certain people that you're bringing up to the stand that you end up where you can start switching out and stuff like that. There's cards in there.
Oh, and there's like you're talking about the witnesses?
Yeah,
like,
the witnesses.
There's more witnesses than what you actually use. So like one of the strategies is just to be like, oh crap, I'm going to lose. Like ditch the witness and hope the next one that gets flipped out is going to be good. And then there's the witnesses that you can see and choose from too.
And here's the thing though, although it was really long though, especially for new people learning and stuff, because there's a lot of reading the cards, making choices and everything, it did not feel like it. Both times I played, I was 100% invested, and then whenever I got out of it, I was like, holy crap, how did it go that long? Like, it didn't even seem like it was that long, because every single witness and every moment of it was so intense, you know?
Yeah, every one of them was a straight-up battle.
Right.
Like, to the death.
Although it was longer, like this game held me the entire game. Like, no question.
I think it's
time passed so fast.
Longevity is going to do with are the players new. If you have a tendency to have AP, I usually play very fast on my turns. So like, we went pretty quickly. I don't think it was quite 2 hours, but you know what? You'll find out on Sunday if you want to see us play.
That's right. We're
it.
going to play this one. Okay, so David says, I'm sold. Let's see here. Kabuki Kid says, nice Pacino quote. How's the UK doing, says Alan. And let's see here. If they made a version where you could intimidate the witness, that would be a bit disconcerting, but awesome. I would be down for having some cards in there like that. That would be amazing.
I'm super curious how like the witch trial one would go. Like, do you get to a point where you're like, if she floats in the water?
No, there's cards like that in there where it's like you're looking for marks and stuff like that.
Ooh,
like, it's crazy, yeah.
That's messed up, but good.
This is $29 for the base game, and I think the expansion is like another 10 or 15 or something.
Each expansion's 15, or the deluxe is 49, and I believe it comes with both expansions. Which at $29, I'm like all in. When you're looking at 49, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit more on the fence. But then if you're getting two expansions, you're getting the witch and the bootlegging one. I'm like, okay, I could see that. Like, because that's two. Those would be $30 on their own, so you're saving $10.
For the juror portion of it, the prosecution has to get all the jurors locked, and then the defense just has to have like one juror on their side.
And there is that end part.
I don't know how they got this game so balanced with it seemingly so...
Because she locks her
so
stuff.
So crazy different.
The prosecution locks them, and so you have to like play special cards to unlock them. And I only got to unlock maybe like 2 people, maybe.
Calvin is so into it. He's, I'm out of order. You're out of order. The whole courtroom is out of order. You're out of order.
I'd flip this table, but it would be bad for all of our equipment.
Ryan says deluxe all the way. Let's see here.
So basically, it doesn't have a hung jury. Either she locks all of them, the prosecution. Either the prosecution locks all of them and wins.
Yes.
Or the defense gets somebody on their side, and then that person basically is just like 12 Angry Men or something. He's just like, I object. I will not say they're guilty. And that's all you need is that one person.
But it's insanely balanced with it, and I don't know how they did that with the cards and how you go through everything and getting all the different points and stuff you do and how they made it so balanced. But it's just balanced. I don't know. Both games were so close. Like, it's such a close game.
And at the end, too, there is a portion where there's, like, that one last kind of influence round where, like, some kind of influence can get moved around. So even though, like, I was like, oh, I've got 2 people that were not locked, she locked one of those up with that influence. And I was like, oh, no. And she just couldn't quite lock up the other one. Because the more influence you have off of each case, that's how much you can move the jurors. And some jurors only takes 1 influence to move a spot. Some jurors take 6 influence to move a spot. So those really hard to move jurors, you really kind of want to move them around, like get them on the defensive side if you're on the defense.
Right.
It was a tough game.
So let's see here. We have
jury duty flashbacks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kabuki Kid. Yeah, I've been there and done that where we've been on a super long court case, and that is just a mess. All right.
I was there for the Scranton Strangler.
DrGloryhogg, would you back this?
Yeah, this is the one. This is my one.
The one.
I'm trying really hard to stick to like the one so that you guys know my opinion on the one. Because I would like all these games. I'm not going to be upset to play any of them.
No,
but
all these games are amazing this week, guys.
This is my top game for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
The 2 of you,
And let us know, guys, if you guys are backing this game. I thought I saw some of you already that are like, yep, deluxe, I think Alan said.
Yeah.
And Ryan says deluxe all the way. You guys are on this. I know you guys are super excited to talk about this today. Lastly, we have Trekking the Worlds. This is by Underdog Games. It's for 2 to 5 players. It's going to last about 30 to 60 minutes. This is a Trekking the Parks style game, because that was their previous game where it was just parks around the United States, where they've like not only refined the rules, they've super powered this game, they've upped the art in it, and made this about trekking the world, okay?
The whole world.
The entire world, showing you, I mean, this is a great game for educators because they actually, Trekking the Parks had a map that was not exactly like uniform, you know. This one, they did everything perfect. They made it very uniform where you can see all the different continents. You get to learn about all the different features and places to go in those continents, which I think is amazing. The art on this game, guys,
it's really good,
is some of the most beautiful and breathtaking art I've seen in a game. And that is coming off of me just talking all crazy about Holi, okay? The game from Floodgate. The scenery that they've done with the artists in this game looks amazing. Like, so good, guys.
It's like you're playing Uncharted, the game or something. You're gonna run around and like do like a parkour off the top of the Eiffel Tower or something.
For real. Like, it looks so good. I love the fact that they made the map look like the actual globe. You have little briefcases to go ahead and track your set collection stuff in it.
Yeah,
like,
I like that, what they added to it.
They took everything from trekking and made it like 1,000 times better in this game.
I feel like they took it from like intro to like kind of like closer to that midweight almost. Not quite midweight, but like more, a little bit heavier. But like in a good way, right? Because there's just more to do. Because with trekking, it was just about collecting all the little beads, right? It was those little glass beads that you can get at hobby stores, and you were trying to collect all of those, and having majorities and stuff was good. This one's all about getting different sets, having the majority in each different set, which you have to have at least 2 of in order to get like points off of that. It's about going to the places and visiting them. So there's multiple victory point options instead of it just being like these cards and the majority of beads. There's just more victory point options.
Absolutely.
Plus it has, when you're getting the goals, right, when you're going to the different places, like the one that's the farthest over to the right here is going to give you bonus points, and the second one over gives you a bonus point, and then these two won't give you any bonus points. So you get that kind of Century Spice Road feeling where it's like, this one is not as good, but I'll get this victory bonus point, so like it is better actually than this one. So like, do we need to change my plan now and try to go for this one instead of that one, or is she going to try to get that one, which is going to give her like 15 points? Like, that's a lot of points. I've got to stop that.
I really like the briefcases in it because it does. You can see across the table all the other players like very easily and where they're at with things, which is a huge change from the original game, And honestly, guys, showing you these pictures online right now does the game no justice. In person, I was like, holy crap.
Were you like, holy crap?
I was like, holy crap. No, I was like, holy crap. I would get prints of some of the artwork in this game because it's that amazing looking. Like, Charlie did like an amazing job with this game. And gosh, it is a, like you said, lighter to midweight game. You're going to be doing lots of set collection in the game, but I think it has a lot of like that geography sort of thing where you're going to be able to not only introduce a lot of players who are just coming off of, gosh, what's the train game? All of a sudden I forgot.
Ticket to Ride?
Ticket to Ride. Coming off of Ticket to Ride and being like, oh my gosh, guys, take a look at this game. If you love traveling across the world, this one is amazing, has beautiful art. I'm going to be able to teach you just as fast in the game how to play.
Yeah.
It's like a one-page rule sort of thing, and then you're going to get them a little bit further into the hobby and introduce them into more of the set collecting games.
Yeah, because it's a similar game space, but they're not the same game by any means, but this is the one that we typically would pull out over Ticket to Ride, just because Ticket to Ride, everyone's kind of playing it.
John says the pictures are on giant-size cards, too, so you get a lot of the visual artwork. I had a blast working on them. Yeah, absolutely. John, the artwork's amazing.
Well, people are talking about different ways you can theme this game. I think you could theme it where you're going to different murder houses and hostels where murders have happened.
No.
Haunted places in the South.
Don't taint it.
That's a tour. You could go to all the different haunted places across the world.
Oh, Vincent says an underwater-themed one would be swimming the world, and it would be amazing.
It'd just be different pools, like by your house.
Absolutely. Travis says, love Century Spice Road. Let's see here. Not sure why, but the Locked Up Abroad show popped up in my mind.
Do not get locked up overseas or anywhere else other than the U.S. If you think the U.S. is bad, do not get locked up in other places. Not nice.
So I bet this game could be a good
gateway.
Gateway game to a heavy point games. Absolutely. No, this is a gateway game, guys. And this is a game that you're going to show your kids, and this is a game that you're going to bring into school.
Like we played it with my dad and my stepmom.
Absolutely.
And with our kid, and that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The original trekking.
This is a game you're going to get
the national parks.
Newer gamers into and find them something that they're going to love. The theming in this is amazing. I just don't have like enough to talk about, like enough bad. There's nothing bad I can really say.
No, I feel like
except the fact that make sure you're going for a light to medium game. Like that's all I can really say. That
I think there is no bad thing. I think this one would replace our other one though. Like I would only probably play this one now because it does have a little bit more into it.
And John says, to clarify, I didn't do the artwork though. The new scoring with the suitcases came out of my development work with them.
Nice.
Thank you so much for clarifying with that. And Petter says, this is a parent's Christmas gift game. 100% Petter, that you hit the nail on the head right there. This is a game
like
I'm going...
either you get it for your parents or
Right.
you get it for your kids. I can definitely see that.
Exactly. This is a game I'm going to be getting other people, teaching them how to play, and then not being disappointed about playing whenever I go over to their house. Because sometimes whenever you get involved in those family gatherings, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to play Yahtzee, please.
I won't talk about the 16 years of categories that we've done.
I just want to play something else. Let me introduce you to new games, guys.
Not even
and this is one
years.
of those games.
It's been over 20 years.
Yeah, that you get everybody for the holidays and birthdays and stuff, and you show them how to play, and then you get to play them at their houses, and it's amazing. Okay.
People are saying you could stack the deck.
So
you're like, as you keep bringing up Hawaii over and over again, you're like, oh, look at that, Hawaii. You should go there.
Oh, look at this beautiful artwork in Hawaii. If we could see that in person, that would be amazing. I'm just saying, Hawaii, aka #Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, so if you've got somebody's mom who only wants to play Monopoly, this might be something you can convince them to play, hopefully.
Yes.
Everybody gets that, right? You want to go to your games that you're used to, the ones that you know, the ones you're familiar with. A lot of people like that, but this is a good one to try to get people into something else, for sure.
Absolutely. You're going to be using
and
cards.
still having fun, right? Because we don't buy our kid games that we don't enjoy, because then we have to play them a lot. You get your kid, like a game that you don't enjoy, you end up playing it 100 times. Some of those super light ones where you're like, get all the kitties into your yard, and you're like, all right.
Oh my God, I don't
I'll
want to play that game anymore.
Let's play that cat game again. You're like, I don't want to. So yeah, pick good games.
You
That's
keep
all I'm
trying
gonna
to
say.
trick them with different cat games. You're like, you mean this cat game that I actually like? And they're like, no, we want to play this one. I'm like,
I want to get all the kitties in my yard. I'm like, no, I don't want to play it anymore.
That game mysteriously disappeared among our collection. I don't know how that happened. It was weird. I don't know.
We can't do space because we haven't discovered all of space, Ryan. Come on. You're better than this.
Oh, you can play this game and visit Paris. Ooh, and then play in Paris, twofer. I'm totally down with that, Calvin.
Alan's talking about how they tried to play Fickle, but ended up where, like, she understood the rules, but it was so random that they might as well just play it with their dog because, like, probably would have had better luck. We've done that before. There's been games we played with the kid that, like, definitely, especially when she was younger, where, like, the randomness of what she was playing, you're like, what are you doing? She'd be like, oh, I'm just doing this. You're like, oh, okay, well, you're not going to win, and that really makes the game weird, but sure.
David says, I got this for my parent, or I got, my parents hooked on Azul, then I showed the Pavilion, they loved it, bought this, and then showed them Stained Glass, they just bought it. So, absolutely, David, this is the sort of game that you would be able to show them, and they would catch on to very, very quickly. And I find that games like these, along with, you know, gosh, I can't remember the railroad game all of a sudden. Ticket to Ride. Along with Ticket to Ride and stuff like that, for some reason, like, the older generations really appeal to these sort of games, you know, because I don't know why. Like, it's something that's more familiar to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it kind of has more of that.
Like, if I brought a space game to the parents' house and stuff, they'd be like, we don't really want to play that. But a game about wandering the world, like, that's more in their wheelhouse, you know? Like, my grandma and grandpa and my mom and dad and stuff like that, know about traveling and stuff. Maybe they've seen some of these places before, and that's immediately exciting for them,
It makes
you
sense.
know?
The theme speaks.
Oh, absolutely. Like, these sort of games are perfect for the older generations who are still playing Yahtzee. Like,
this is definitely one that I could see as backing. The only reason why it's not my number one is because I happen to know Charlie. He lives in Arizona, and I can go and play it at his house anytime I want to.
Absolutely. So we have a copy, and we're going to be playing this game as well, guys. So you'll be able to see the gameplay on this on Monday. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited about this. Dr. Gloryhogg, do you have anything else to say about this game?
I do not.
You do not? Would you back this game?
Yeah, I would definitely back it. I just think all my hype is into the Lawyer Up this week.
Yeah.
And if I'm only picking one, if I couldn't do all of them.
Well, we can talk about that here in a minute.
I'm sure we're going to end up probably wanting to do more.
So this one here is for $40. I would say I would totally back this game.
Just one pledge level too, so it's just real easy. 100% just like, here's my game. We've been playtesting it. We really like it. You should buy it.
And I'm going to talk to Charlie. I'm like, I want some prints of the artwork in this. Like, I hope they offer prints because I want prints of that cherry blossom thing. And, like, there were some other ones I was looking at. Like, look at that. Like, I want this art on my wall, guys. Like, absolutely. Only games are allowed to cross the threshold of the glory.
There you go. Star trekking. Don't be a red shirt.
All right, guys. So, let us know in the comments what your favorite game of the week was that we talked about. So, Dr. Gloryhogg, you said?
Lawyer Up.
Lawyer Up was your number one.
Yeah, I love a card dueling game.
Number
It's 2-player. It's very... They did a really good job with the design. It was a very, very tight game. I felt like it could go either way almost every single round. I'm
not disappointed about Lawyer Up because I'm okay with backing that. My number one is absolutely Holi Festival of Colors. That game is right up my alley. It has that sort of abstract look to it. It has area control built into it. It has amazing table presence. Like, I'm going to be able to show everybody this game, and they're going to be like, oh, what is this? And I'll be like, let me show you. This is going to be amazing.
Sounds like such a creep when she does that. Let me show you. Get into my van.
Hold on. Get into my game van, and we'll play.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot, though. I could see, this is one of those weeks where I'm like, yeah, if we backed all these, I wouldn't be upset. I mean, I'm sure my bank account would be, but I wouldn't be upset if any of these showed up on my doorstep.
So we have, Calvin says, SIP phasers to buy. Pew, pew. Alan says, Lawyer Up. Alan says, trekking may be number 2, though. David says, same. Lawyer Up. Lots of Lawyer Up love with
Paris
Robert.
And Holly.
Absolutely. Paris and Holly tied for number 3.
Yep. What's really great is this week there's just basically a game for everybody. You got Euro, you've got abstract kind of area control,
and
you've got 2-player dueling game that's going to be a little bit intense, and then you've got trekking, which is a good gateway family game. So like there's all 4 different styles of games. None of them cross over each other.
Oh, absolutely. Vincent, I totally think like trekking is a good one for you, and you're going to be able to teach lots of people that game and make lots of friends, okay? Let's see here. Calvin says, Lawyer Up. I've seen too many episodes of Law and Order.
Yeah. I go for the cop dramas more than the lawyer ones, but
overall though too, guys, like this is a pretty inexpensive week because we had Paris at 49, we had Holi, which was 35, Lawyer Up 29, trekking 40. Like this is a good week to do some double backing and stuff like that and support some game companies now, you know? Like it'd be super awesome. Lawyer Up and Holi are the 2 most interesting to me, says Petter. Absolutely. Oh, and Alan says, I'm not spending any money on lunch and dinner out.
That's
so
true.
We can get all the games, right? Absolutely.
That's true. They're not spending money on fuel. No, there's definitely some,
Guys, you're saving extra money
that
right now.
we were saving money for have gotten canceled. So.
We basically are not going to Chipotle for any burritos this month. So like
at all?
I mean, you probably shouldn't visit Chipotle for burritos, Dr. Gloryhogg.
You can get like once though, right?
We'll leave that up to the chats. Should Dr. Gloryhogg go out and get Chipotle burritos? I mean, I don't think so.
If I get sick, can I then just go because it's too late? I've already gotten sick.
No,
I'll wear my gas mask. I've got a gas mask
that's not how
I
that
can put
works,
on
Dr.
and be
Gloryhogg.
like, I would like the black beans, please.
And guys, thank you so much for joining us in chat today. You guys make this show
deliver.
Amazing and
Chipotle
great.
delivers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe we can do delivery burritos, okay? But only one because we have to get board games.
You don't have to eat. That's fine. I'll eat Chipotle and you can have cereal.
We always want to say that we appreciate all of you guys in the comments and everything. And at the end of the month, we will be moving over to YouTube only. So make sure and take note of that. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get notified. Ring the bell.
Definitely.
There's a little bell icon there. So whenever we do go live, you get notified and everything for that. And what else? There was something else I wanted to say.
I don't know. But if you are interested in seeing 2 of these games, we actually have the rare opportunity to show you 2 of them.
Yeah, hang out with us. Hang out with us this week on Monday and Sunday and play games with us.
This is probably the perfect time to get into some good 2-player games.
It's going to be a fantastic time because we chat with you guys the entire time while we're playing the games.
So it doesn't feel like we're all alone?
Yeah, you guys get, exactly. It's not like we're sitting there playing games alone. We get to hang out with you guys.
We do that still too, but it doesn't feel like we're so isolated whenever we get to talk to people while playing.
Absolutely. That's another thing.
Do you know how hard it is to have, do you know how much Greg whines when he has to sit in a chair and watch us play a 2-player game? Why did I even come over? Why can't we play some 3-player games? He just whines.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for everybody that joined us today. Like, we appreciate you guys so much. And we hope to see you guys here on Sunday and Monday. Because, yeah, we just want to continue the conversation. We'll talk about all these games. It's super amazing. Other than that, I think that's about it for the week. We'll post up some more stuff. We're going to keep on playing games. So, hang out with us. And if you guys are playing Animal Crossing at all, like, hit me up. Send me some messages. I'm on. Let's do this, okay?
Join me on Magic Arena. It's better.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.